This episode is brought to you by Google Chrome. You think you know a browser, but Gemini and Chrome? That's new. It can help you with practically anything on the web, like restoring a vintage motorcycle from a 50-page restoration blog, or finally break down that long article you've had open for weeks. Gemini and Chrome is here for it. Ready to make anything online make sense? There's no place like Chrome. Check responses, setup required, compatibility and availability varies, 18+.
Good sleep is everything. That's why Ollie's Science Back Support is made with a blend of melatonin and L-theanine for both kiddos and grown-ups. So when your mind won't switch off, you've got something that can help. Your racing thoughts and restless nights won't stand a chance. Find Ollie Sleep Solutions for the whole family at ollie.com. That's OLLY.com.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, everybody. A little blast from the past. The second of 3 special guest episodes in the month of June.
This is the very first time Hrishikesh Hirway was our guest upon the pod, and it was our first time meeting him.
Yeah.
And it was a blast. And much like an episode of Buffy from season 2, a rando Monster of the Week episode that has like 52 banger lines and incredible character development moments, this episode of the podcast is so jam-packed with richness. We've got the introduction of a woman with 2 pennies.
Did you say much like an episode from season 2?
Yeah, like because we've been talking about episodes from season 2 lately. Okay. Because we just finished season 2 and we've been remarking like, wow, this throwaway Monster of the Week episode has like this unbelievable Cordelia moment, etc.
Season 3. Okay.
Yeah, I have absolutely perfect situational awareness. It's often been said.
Great. Woman with 2 pennies.
So we've got the introduction of a woman with 2 pennies. We've got
the horror of warm milk being left on the counter, the birth of our
dawn of milk fear.
Yeah, milk fear, like the war on milk. Began here. I couldn't believe the amount of things that really like started here. Also, there's a moment, Jenny, when Rishi's like, "Well, I hope you guys will have me back sometime." And in my heart,
little did he know.
You talk about how you almost met Rishi for the first time, which maybe you've talked about a lot, but I forgot. I'll let you hear it in pod, listeners. But it's a delight. We all sat together in our Altadena recording studio and just had a lovely time. We want to touch on a couple of other items. One, we simply inside of our Discord and on Patreon posted a fundraiser for our producer, LaToya, Special Agent LaToya Ferguson. Only in those 2 places. Like, we haven't posted anything on socials. This is the first time we're mentioning it in the podcast. And I want to talk to you about this community for a hot second. So LaToya has been having a tough time. And, well wishes and warm wishes and all of those things are lovely. But money is also really helpful. And so I was like, LaToya, can we like just make a place for people in our community to help you out? And she said, sure. And I set the goal, like GoFundMe, this is the first time I've ever done GoFundMe. So I set the goal at $1,600. I thought like that seems like a good amount of money and a reasonable whatever. But GoFundMe sort of re-ups your goal as you go. I posted it in the Discord. Jenny, you know this, but I'm telling you like you don't know what's going to happen. I posted it in the Discord. I posted it on our Patreon. And then I went about my business for the day. And by the time I got back to my computer, the goal had already been raised automatically because we kept hitting the goal to $6,000. Yeah. And by the following morning, you all had hit that goal.
Incredible.
It's so incredible. The fundraiser is still up. We capped the goal at 6,000. You can still contribute to it if you didn't. There's the high possibility that you didn't even know about it since it was only in 2 places. Though I will say the places most rich with community in our listenership. But it just was. There were a couple of folks in the Discord who were saying like I kept refreshing this all day because it made me feel so good about our community and like the fact that all of us were lifting up one of us, which was it's us. It's not a surprise, but it's been a minute since like we've rallied around anything or anyone together. And it was just a really beautiful thing. And so thanks for being the best forever and freaking always.
I too was refreshing the GoFundMe page all day being like, yes, this rocks. Wow.
You can find it if you just go to bufferincast.com/Latoya. It'll direct you right there, and you can throw Latoya some dollars if you have them. I also want to say that, you know, the majority of the donations that were sent, and this has been true, I think, Jenny, of folks in your space, my space, and definitely of the buffering space, the majority of those donations were like $20, $25. You know, like there were a few that
I want to say to the people who donated in the amount of $69. Nice.
Yes, I saw the $69 donors as well. But these were a lot of smaller donations that made something really big, which I don't know if you're familiar with the children's story Swimmy, but it's one of my favorites. That's the vibe here.
It's so special and we love it. And we're so grateful and thankful to be in a community with all of you.
Yes. So if you are like, hey, it's Pride Month, I want to do something for someone, bufferincast.com/Latoya will take you to that GoFundMe and you can help Latoya out. Also, if you're already given to Latoya and you're looking for someone else to give to, another place to give to, I would like to personally shout out a local butcher in my area in Kingston, New York. It's called the sort of like storefront is called the Meat Wagon. Stefano is the guy who runs things. He's a trans dude. He's freaking awesome, and he is trying to secure a proper space in Kingston. Kingston is really a city that is a working class city and is being, you know, a tale as old as time. It's being gentrified. It's being people are moving up from the city, etc. I am literally one of those people. But securing spaces for folks who are not, you know, rolling in with tons of cash is really critical. And so in the spirit of Pride, I would really like to direct you there. If you just go to the meatwagonny.com, that's MEAT wagonny.com, the GoFundMe is linked on their main page. I would love for you to help them out. And yeah, what else do we have, Jenny?
Well, next week we've got a little community gathering. We're going to be group watching a couple of episodes, Giles-centric episodes, to commemorate and mourn the passing of Anthony Stewart Head. We'll be doing that Wednesday, June 24th at 8:30 p.m. in our Discord group watch channel. We haven't 1000% decided on the episodes, but it feels like it's going to be Band Candy and a New Man, but I don't know. Kristen might overthrow my beautiful
No, I feel
plans.
pretty good about it. It's really the Scoobies if they demand that. I'm sorry, but it's not a democracy for Band Candy. That one's not on the table for discussion.
We don't make the rules.
If you feel super strongly that a New Man shouldn't be the second episode that we watch together, then we will hear you out. But otherwise, those are probably the two. I mean, those are two really core Giles episodes. So if you haven't noticed, I sound a little more like Natalie from Yellow Jackets than Kristin from Buffering the Vampire Slayer. I have the weirdest illness.
Kristen, are you doing Halloween as a sexy frog?
Yeah. How did you know? That's me.
I just felt it.
Just Kristin Russo, sexy frog. So I'm battling an illness that is like this really whatever. You don't need to know about it. It's just so stupid. And like, I'm fine except for when I talk. I told a friend of mine today that the universe was like, shh, quiet. So we're going to have to skip one more week over in the X-Files feed because while I can hop up here and do an intro, I do not have an hour plus of talking in me quite yet. So I'm going to heal up my voice and we'll be back in the X-Files feed the first week of July. All right. Onwards, forwards, backwards, really, to enemies.
Let's do it. To to Buffering the Vampire Slayer, a podcast where we are watching and discussing every episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, one by one, spoiler-free. I am Jenny Owen Youngs.
And I'm Kristin Russo, and this week we are talking about Season 3, Episode 17, Enemies. Stay tuned at the end of this podcast every week for an original song written by us, recapping the Buffy episode we are discussing.
Enemies was, of course, written by Doug Petrie and directed by David Grossman, and originally aired on March 16th, 1999, St. Patrick's Day Eve.
This is the one, according to IMDb, where, as Faith attempts to seduce Angel and steal his soul, the mayor summons a dark magic demon to finish the job.
Jesus. This is also the one where we have a very special guest.
Yes.
So exciting to be sitting in a room with Hrishikesh Hirway, who is so tall and so gentle. You may know him from his glorious podcasts. One is called Song Exploder, and it is amazing. And one is called The West Wing Weekly. Maybe know the. Jenny, come on. And it's so great. And he hosted with Joshua Molina. You don't need me to tell everyone every detail of your life and possibly misnomer your fucking West Wing podcast right now. That's not what you need. Please begin to speak so that I may
You were
stop.
right. There's a the. It's the West Wing
wow,
Weekly.
you were right the first
Phew.
time.
Yeah.
But like casually, West Wing Weekly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would have actually thought no the.
I'm on
too.
a know the basis with the podcast. Personally.
You know it that well.
I do.
But yeah, I mean, we have some considerable overlap in what we do with the majority of our time.
Mm-hmm.
We watch shows that are off the air and have been for some time and talk about them.
Yeah. It's nice to be back in the 90s.
Yeah.
A simpler time.
Yeah.
With
yeah.
much worse fashion.
I don't know. Some could argue. The 90s are kind of coming back,
That's true.
fashion-wise.
That's true.
Which is a bummer for those of us who had the clothes, got rid of the clothes, and now are like, if only.
That's the nature of cyclical fashion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You always discard everything too soon.
My velvet choker. Oh, I can't believe I lost it.
Don't worry, I recently purchased a selection of 30 chokers, so before you leave, if you'd like one.
It was like cheaper to buy a 30-pack on
Yeah.
Amazon than
Yeah.
just one.
For
Wow.
Halloween, Jenny and I were Joyce and Giles, but from Band Candy. And so I needed chokers because Joyce goes real hard on chokers in that episode.
Of course.
And now I have chokers for any season.
I actually wanted to come today dressed as Giles, but I don't have vest or sweater vest. I was
If
trying.
you
I
had
was.
come dressed as Giles, we wouldn't even be making the podcast. 'cause
We
Jenny
would be
and I-
dead. We would be
both
ghosts
be
right now.
dead.
I was looking. I was like, what? Where can I get suspenders in time? I just and then it didn't.
The nature of our lives now is I feel like we're always scrambling to do exactly that. I'm
Yeah.
like, where can I find like fill in 90s costume item or fangs or, anyhow.
Instead, I'm dressed as Ozzy. You just can't tell.
Perfect.
We dress so similarly anyway.
So tell us before we jump into this episode, which is full of drama. There's a lot happening in this episode, but talk to us about your relationship to Buffy.
I'm a late comer to Buffy.
Same.
I think I first got into Joss Whedon's stuff really late, actually. I think it was Dr. Horrible was the first thing that really brought me in. And I also have my best friend from growing up was a huge Firefly fan, and he tried to get me to watch Firefly, and I didn't quite get it the first time he showed it to me. I think I was just starting to watch Battlestar Galactica, and I was really excited about it. And he was like, "Oh, if you like that show, watch this show." And he played it for me, and I was like, "These are not the same." I think the one thing was with Buffy, I had watched a couple of episodes from the first season, and I thought, this is too silly.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
not for me.
Yes.
And then another friend of mine from here in LA, actually, I think several people, told me that it's actually really great and I should watch it. But the thing that I finally leveled with my friend, I was like, I know you love Buffy. I don't know. I feel like I should like it, but I've tried watching it and it's really hard. I don't like the first few episodes that I've tried watching. And he said, "Oh, no. Season 1's not as good."
Yeah.
He's like, "You just have to, get through it and then it gets really good." And I was like, "Really?" He's like, "Trust me." And so I trusted him. And then season 2, I liked so much better. And then season 3, I was like, "Oh, this is great." And then it went on from there. I basically liked the show more and more and more the more I watched it.
Yeah.
As we got further along. So I've seen it all the way through now. I think I might have skipped a couple of episodes in season 1 based on whether or not they were sort of overall part of the mythology, or if they were like Monster of the Week style.
Totally.
I don't normally read the synopsis beforehand, but I would look and be like, okay, this one's not.
Yeah.
This isn't part of the overall story.
Well, when you do your rewatch, because I know now we've gotten you interested in doing a rewatch, you should watch. I mean, do whatever you want, live your life. But I sort of did what you did, but with no season 1. I couldn't watch season 1. Jenny was like, "You cannot marry me if you don't watch the show." And so we started with season 2, and then when we started the podcast, I watched season 1 for the first time, and I loved it.
Oh,
because I mean, it's definitely all the things you said it is,
right.
But I think because I knew the characters, I was so attached to what was happening. Whereas when I first watched season 1, I didn't know anybody, and I was like, this is kind of silly. And
they hadn't got you yet.
Yeah.
So I know the least, especially, I know just sort of the big bad episodes from season 1, really.
Yeah.
Just enough to, I was basically trying to pre-game my season 2 watching,
Right, yes.
considering that my real beginning.
Right. Got to learn about Angel and his soul.
Yeah.
You need the foundational.
Sure. The
master and his fruit punch mouth.
Yeah.
Key points. So I have one more question before we go into the specifics of the episode, because you brought up Firefly. So you didn't like it.
I do like it.
You do like it now.
Aha!
Because that's my stumbling
You
block.
just have to watch it.
I know. And
Then
our
you'll like
listeners,
it.
now that they know that I have not been able to watch it, of course, are like,
Yes.
you must watch it.
Yeah.
I think I don't know if this is a controversial opinion, but I actually really like Serenity, the movie, more than I liked the TV show Firefly.
We just heard that opinion from friend of the show, Joanna Robinson, the other day. Hopefully I'm not outing her.
Vanity Fair writer Joanna Robinson?
That's right.
She has the same opinion?
She does have the same opinion.
You have a differing opinion.
I like them both.
Mm-hmm.
The film is compact in a certain way, and some things happen in it that I do not care for. The movie is great. The show is great. I feel like the show, where he, I think, excels in character development, like over a long span of time. I think that each character is so deep and rich, with maybe the exception of Simon Tam. It's like medium. He doesn't really get a chance, I feel like, to blossom. But this is not a Firefly podcast, and I do apologize for going on and on. But I think the show is great, and I think the movie is great. Thank you for asking if anybody actually asked. Cool.
You know what movie none of us have seen is Le Banquet de Emilia. How do you pronounce that? This is the movie. Yes. I know no one has seen it because it's not a real movie.
I was trying really hard to figure out for a second before I finally gave in and looked it up. I was like, what? I was like, which movie could it be? All I could think of was Les Cousins Dangereux from Arrested Development. The one that George Michael and Maybe go to see, and it's too artsy.
Right. Which is a similar, they're doing a similar thing.
No,
here.
I was thinking maybe, I was like, could it be, I was like, The Cook, the Thief, his wife and her lover? And I was like, no, it would have been too early. I was like chocolat?
Yeah.
You know?
Right.
And I was like, that's not steamy enough.
I like that Angel's like, I wanted to take you out someplace fun, so I picked a French movie.
But he literally, so this is, we get into it with Angel here because he is very dramatic, and he's always like reading French versions of books by the fireplace. And so this is just really, like, I love because he didn't know what the movie was about. So he legit was like, there's a French movie. Probably it'll be great. I'll take Buffy to see that movie. So they go to see this movie. And of course, it's like apparently super sexy, which is horrible for these two.
Right. Also, like Hector Projector, Buffy's like, sorry that you got all worked up.
Yeah.
It's bad for you to get worked up. Buffy has no feelings.
Well, she doesn't have the same penchant for puffy, flowy shirts
that
Angel obviously has. I think that was the real draw for him. Was he was like, where can I get the most like flowy blouse work in a
beautiful
cinema?
silks.
Yeah.
Right. Angel was like, how can I feel more seen? Like, go to this movie.
And Buffy saw the costumes and she thought, oh no, he's gonna get really worked up about this.
I don't mean to read you an erotic novel that I've written. So I write what I call on the podcast erotic novels. They're actually just lines from the show that I say in a row because I feel that they are. But I've written one.
Please.
Meaning, of course,
please.
I've just written down the lines from them. Okay,
Yes,
so
yes.
my erotic novel for this episode is Check Out the Lust Bunnies. Don't worry, big guy. I'm just keeping her warm for you.
There it is.
So,
There
you know,
it is.
you being here, I thought maybe I shouldn't subject Rishi to an erotic novel reading. We've only just met, but
But I brought up the flowy blouse.
you did.
You started it. So, like, how about this demon who's looking to sell some books?
I have a real soft spot for a nice demon.
Nice might be a stretch,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
not actively violent.
yeah.
There seems to be two kinds of demons in the Sunnydale universe. There's like pure evil demons, and then there's like demons who are like kind of trying to wheel and deal and like have like kind of a mob vibe
Right.
to them.
And then there's Angel,
Oh, but then there's Angel, of
who
course.
falls into his own class of
Yes.
demon, I think. But yeah, like this, like, I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of demons like this in the Buffy universe that are sort of silly, you know?
Just trying to get
Right.
by.
And they're just like,
make a buck.
right. This demon wants to get cash for the book so he can buy a plane ticket, which begs the question,
What demon abilities do you have?
Yeah. Yes. I wasn't even going to go for that question, but right. Yeah. What are your abilities? But also, what plane are you going to take?
Yeah.
Like,
Maybe there's like a whole like there's Willie's bar.
oh,
maybe
you
there's
think
like a whole
demon
secret
airline?
Airline, maybe.
I mean, we did just find out that there's for sure UFOs, so it's believable.
I do like the idea of this guy just having a regular life through e-commerce and just like shopping and just having to, he's got to ply a trade
Yeah,
in order to make his nut.
Yeah, and
you know.
even the Watchers, how dare I?
Yes,
even
how dare you.
Wesley and Giles are like, this doesn't make any sense. Steven's asking for
Right.
cash.
Yeah.
But it's just who he is. He just needs
Mhm.
some money. So we learned about the Books of Ascension from this guy who had a name. We didn't hear his name, the demon.
I think Skylar.
But Jenny looked it up.
Horned demon Skylar is how
Horned-
he's listed on Wikipedia.
Yeah. But I don't want to leave this scene before we also talk about how the moment, so Faith has seen Angel and Buffy making out and then has, written her erotic novel, which I've read for everybody. And then we get to the graveyard and she immediately is like, I don't know how you do it. I don't know how you could possibly handle being with that guy and not being able to.
Any opportunity to talk to Buffy about doing it and bring up doing it again one more time, just so they have some stuff to talk about. Buffy's not biting.
She's like,
she's
if you
over
need
it.
to
Those
let
days
off-
are in the past.
Right. You need to let off any steam, Buffy. I'm here.
Right.
This is what she means. We know this. So we go to the mayor's office. What are your feelings on the mayor?
I think the mayor is he's my favorite part of satire in the whole Buffy universe.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the most, it's so good. It's so subtle. I don't know if it's subtle. It feels lightheaded. There's a part where I think right in this scene, he says, he makes a comment to Faith about putting her hair up.
Yes.
Yes.
He's like, why don't you put your hair up? You have such something like that. I just wish I could see your face. And it is the most subtle and pernicious kind of abuse of authority. I love the way that they take his sort of sweet paternalistic side and show how that can be just like a mask for evil. And then there are these little things that he says, and I loved that part. That's actually maybe my favorite evil thing in the whole episode.
Yeah.
Is that line where he says, why don't you put your hair back? Just because it's
so right, like what your
brilliant
parents
satire
would say to you.
Or I mean, I'm thinking of them as employer and employee. It's like the perfect like creepy boss kind of thing to say that doesn't like you hear it and it's not until you leave the room that you realize maybe, you know, how creepy that was,
Right.
and how inappropriate.
Totally. And Faith definitely doesn't have the tools to recognize that. Like, I don't think that Faith has the tools to realize that it's creepy or whatever. She's like, what she's
This is like the first time she's gotten like positive attention for an extended period of time in her life.
That is like explicitly not sexual attention. That is
Right.
just like, no, I want to take care of you and I want to make sure you're okay. And you know, obviously we hear like a ton from Faith in this episode about how she didn't get any of that. As a child, Jenny has read a book called Go Ask Malice, which is an unauthorized prequel to Faith's life that she likes to call on all the time.
I'm sorry.
But we now have, without Go Ask Malice, we officially have some information on Faith's backstory from this episode.
Yes.
So there's that.
But she has she's never had a positive parental figure.
Yes.
And that's really what the mayor seems to be positioning himself as, sort of half boss, half stepdad or foster dad or something.
Yeah, but he like slipped. So because I was watching this episode, we just watched it again, and I was watching it thinking that like he really, you know, the last time we saw him, he was talking about how he was a family man and on and on and on, and it's so different than what Faith is used to. But then, not to skip ahead, but I'm going to, but there's this part in this episode where he has told Faith to go and have sex with Angel to take Angel's soul. And I just feel like it really took all the air out of this thing that, you know, it was like the mayor was set up to be this one thing. And then, but that's all the creepiness, you know?
It's not great. I kind of wonder if the writers intended for the, you know, wear your hair back, you have such a pretty face, to be as dark as we're like perceiving it to be, because it could just be, or did I misunderstand?
I don't know. I just think it's dark because of what lies underneath it. Like, I think that it's meant to just be like he's
paternalistic,
paternal,
yeah. Total.
But it's like we all know that he's also super evil.
You know what might be the most evil thing that we see from the mayor in this episode? A pitcher of milk just out on the counter in the middle of the day.
Yeah. I mean, even if it was refrigerated, I would have an issue.
It would be
with
a bummer, but it's just out. It's not in like an ice bucket or anything.
No.
There's not a fridge in sight,
It's
to be
just
frank.
some room temp milk.
No.
Do you have milk feelings? It could be very divisive. We have people in our lives
who just drink
love
a bunch of milk on purpose.
And I have doubts.
And if you're that person, that's okay.
Yeah.
I am milk ambivalent.
Just ambivalent. So you're not horrified by the mayor's milk pitcher.
I didn't notice it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Didn't register.
What a life you must lead. Just like moving through the world, not noticing milk out on a counter.
Also, I noticed that Faith, I think, has a new leather jacket. I just want to say that. I think the mayor has gotten her. Yeah, I think the mayor has gotten her some new digs and also a new leather jacket.
I think that the mayor, his closest real life analog, is Ted Cruz.
Ooh. It's like I have so many feelings about it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I see it, but also I love the mayor. You know, like I have a real soft spot for the mayor, which I don't really have. Like I see.
Yeah.
But I'm not willing, you know? we did a live taping of, what episode was it? The one with the glove of Minigon and
Revelations.
Revelations. And I was just trying to draw comparisons between like a character who was evil on the show and Hermione Granger. But I meant it like if Hermione was evil and everyone lost their mind. Like they could not take what they loved.
You cannot just gently compare.
No, so
Hermione Granger.
I'm now feeling some of that where I'm like, no, I see it, but I cannot allow it because I have. But yeah.
I
see
You know, campaign on his moral righteousness while also being evil.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, and he's the only one who's ever done that.
Right. I was trying to think of who else would work, but really I couldn't think of anybody better than Ted Cruz. But I'm open to the idea that there might be somebody who's more like the mayor than Ted Cruz, but that's who I could come up with.
No, I think that's a good call because Ted Cruz is definitely, I mean, I don't know everybody, but I feel like out of the humans that I do know, fortunately or unfortunately, that he has the most, like that quality the most.
Yeah, he has the grin.
Yes.
Like he's bought in.
Yeah.
He's bought into what he's selling.
Yes, that's what it is. Because that's exactly, like the mayor, even the mayor knows what he's doing, but he also 100% believes that
Right.
he is a family man and
Yeah.
a good moral, loves to keep that hand sanitizer around, you know? So we go to the library. Whatever happened to the still beating heart of a virgin, says Giles.
The question I'm always asking.
When he finds out that this demon wants cash, which I love. Also, Giles has been like eating a lot in the library lately. Last episode we saw him with a lollipop. Today he's got a banana.
Just throwing the rules to the wayside now that Wesley
popping those
is in the
suspenders
house.
down.
Yeah.
He's like casual Friday Giles all the day long.
Yeah.
Every day of the week. He's casual Friday Giles. And
He's off the council.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah, exactly.
I mean, what rules really matter?
Yeah.
Mm.
He's
this
enjoying
case.
it. He's
Yeah.
enjoying his freedom. And I think he's also enjoying being next to Wesley because like
He always looks good no matter what.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's so much cooler standing next to
Right.
Wesley.
He used to always get in trouble for being, not in trouble, but he always used to get labeled as the uptight one. And now he's like,
Look at
cool,
him now.
casual Giles, just eating a banana,
Mhm.
hanging out. Cordelia enters here. We've been having all manner of conversation about Cordelia and Wesley lately.
The fact that everybody wasn't just saying to Wesley, the fact that he even could begin to entertain Cordelia's advances, I was like, what are you doing?
Right?
It's so much.
And it's like yes, Jenny's hands are up.
I did a little digging on the Buffy Wikia today, trying to determine the actual age of the character of Wesley Wyndham Price.
Oh, interesting.
No results.
Uh-huh.
0 results. If you know something,
But it doesn't even matter.
tell us. But I know. Well, okay. No, it doesn't matter.
He has graduated from high school. At least that much we know.
Right.
He's graduated from
And he's
high
in
school.
a position of authority.
Even though that position of authority has
Right.
nothing to do with
That's true.
the school structure. I'm not coming out in favor of it.
He has a position of authority in terms of Scooby Land.
Yeah, and
Right.
And she's in Scooby.
She is in
Land.
Scoobies,
I mean,
yeah.
she's only got one foot in right now, but she's definitely considered one of the Scoobies.
Right.
And it's just, it's not.
It's no, the fact that this is like this would this happen today? This wouldn't happen today.
on television.
On television?
Oh, no, I don't. Well, like today, right now, I don't think it would happen. But maybe like
5 years
months
ago?
No, I think like
5 months ago?
just a few months ago. I think people were still being pretty casual. I mean, maybe not this casual, but I
mean,
don't know.
this is the same time period that we were all like, yeah, Pacey, a teacher.
right. Right.
So like just a different era of like
Yeah, I would have never. Honestly, Jenny, I watched this. What 4, 5 years ago, 6 years ago? Not even, and I don't.
without like thinking about it.
Yeah, I don't think I thought about it at all when I watched it the first time. I was just like, cool. Like I really didn't. It wasn't part of my
interesting.
consciousness even then.
Not even like this guy sucks.
Oh, Wesley?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't remember my initial feelings on Wesley. It's complicated because I have like now I know Wesley's
Some other things.
Yeah, so I but yeah, I guess at this point I think he's really fun. I think I thought he was funny. Like he's a funny character.
Right,
I don't think I found him super annoying, but I just found him humorous.
When I was growing up, the age difference between a guy and a girl was something that was just always discussed all the time among guys who I knew. And the rules about even can you be a senior in high school and date a freshman,
Right.
things like that. There was a girl in our high school who was dating a guy who was just inconceivably old to me. He was like 26, and I was like, how could that be? So I feel like it's been on my mind for a long time. So when I saw Buffy the first time, I had the same. I mean, it wasn't that long ago, so I
Right.
had the same feelings about it then.
I remember being in high school and having friends who were dating people who were like 25,
Yeah.
26 and being like,
Not a big thing,
I mean, not that it wasn't a big, it was something, but it didn't feel wrong.
right?
Okay. Because I was also at that point, like I was in the other position. I was the younger person. So
Yeah.
I was just like,
right.
wow, that's cool. Like
From this
I
side
don't
of
know.
things.
And I always felt as a high school student, like I was more mature than the people I was in school with and, was friends often with people who were a couple years older than me anyway. So I think
I wonder
always-
if like the fact that Wesley acts like a child
Right.
and Cordelia is generally in command of the majority of situations she's in, like has also anything to do with
their
the perception
situation.
of
It's just it's messed up.
It's- no, thank
but
you.
it is a product
Hard
of
pass.
it's a product of a different time when so many of us were completely unaware of these things, which is unfortunate, but I do think it's changing very rapidly.
So this demon lives like in an efficiency apartment?
In a C- part of town. Not a bad enough part of town for Giles.
Yeah.
Nor a good enough part.
Right.
I just thought he was in Faith's motel room.
Right, he's probably in the same district as Faith's motel room.
Yeah. This is why when we first started talking about, what's this demon's name?
Skylar? The horned demon Skylar?
When we were first talking about Skylar, I was sad and I like categorized him as a nice demon, and I think it was because of this scene. Because
he gets killed messily and it's not fair.
It's horrible. It's just like, like he's just this like simple guy trying to do his thing, and then he gets so horribly killed by Faith. It's just a really rough scene to watch.
It is a rough scene.
Right.
Yeah.
And deliberately, right? Because we need to see where Faith is at in her sort of downward spiral.
Yeah. So yeah, I just feel like this is a really heavy Faith episode, obviously, but I feel like there are little things that she shows us in the episode that are really just like broke my heart. I'm skipping a little ahead, but when we go back to the motel and Buffy and Faith are there, she does this thing with her hands when she like walks into the room, where it's sort of like when you have to do something horrible and you have to shake it off before you do it.
She kind of like has her arms like straight down, but her like fingers are like kind of open and like stretched out.
And you see her like shaking it off. I don't know. I feel very attached to Faith in this viewing, much more attached to Faith than I felt in the first viewing. It took me a long time to come around to Faith.
Yeah.
But then I did, and now here I am. But so watching her in this episode, it was just like, it's really painful. It's really painful. It's like, even when she gets like even when she finds out that everybody's lying to her, and you're like, I think the majority of the audience is like, ha ha, that's what you get for being horrible. I just feel like, no, oh no. Like, again, she feels betrayed. She's doing this horrible thing, but I still feel, I don't know, I just really feel for her.
It just feels like she's getting pushed farther and farther away from a point of possible return. You know?
Right.
Do you think there was ever any saving of Faith? She comes to town and she seems certainly like she's not lost, like she seems like she's troubled, but it feels like with the Scoobies and with Wesley, that she's a good guy and she's going to be a good guy. Maybe one like who's a little more of an anti-hero and she gets to do a lot of the stuff that Buffy doesn't get to do. But she turns bad so fast that I wonder if even at the beginning of her arc, she was already beyond redemption.
Right. Yeah, it's hard to tell because we felt that way too as she like turns
once it
this
starts.
corner.
I feel like if this was something that had happened over 2 seasons, like I think they might have been more successful in making it more. But I think it's like not super believable how quick she goes bad.
That's what I was feeling. I was like, oh gosh, we're only at episode 17.
Yeah. And really, like, she only started turning as much as she started turning like 2-3 episodes ago is when she killed Alan.
Bad Girls.
And it's such a, we buy into it because of course that's what we need to do, but I just I don't know.
Also, did you just say that Faith was trouble and troubled?
Yeah.
Wow, that was great. Truly great. I feel like I could see Faith wearing that t-shirt. Trouble and trouble. Almost.
I don't know.
Maybe it's a little on the nose.
Too self-aware.
I think maybe
And there's a level of self-awareness that she definitely has.
Yeah.
And then there's some real blind spots in her own character that she's missing.
Yeah, she definitely shows, I think, more self-awareness in this episode than we've seen, where she's like really playing. It's like she suddenly is using the way the rest of people perceive her as her tools to do this trick, which is probably why my heart breaks so much, because she knows that they look at her this way and they do.
Right.
She's not even wrong,
I think it's with the mayor that I feel like she has the least self-awareness.
Yeah.
The fact that she can be so easily manipulated there, whereas in the other instances she can do the manipulating more easily.
Yeah, and I think he just, I don't know that he even knew this, the mayor, going into it, but I think it's because of his tactics that she's so fooled that she, and because like we talk about all the time that no one gave Faith anything. like they had her living in a motel. No one offered her a place to live.
Right.
You know that. And so now that she's being showered with all these gifts and new leather jackets and all these things, she slips, and she slips fast. So we go to Angel's mansion, and I think what I'd like, okay, listeners, here, this is a long-term project for you, because what I would like is just a collection of all of the pan to Angel shots where he's doing something dramatic. Just in a row.
Especially reading a book by the firelight.
Reading a book, and that is what he's doing. He's reading a leather-bound book.
This episode is like chock full of Angel immolation watch moments.
Yes.
He is hanging out in front of the fireplace 2 or 3 times. And then later he's just sitting in the middle of a bunch of lit candles.
Right.
Why? Why? With no regard for his own safety.
You know, he puts his lighting choices above his safety choices.
Right,
is
right,
what I
okay.
think.
Have you already discussed Angel's establishing shot?
No, I don't think so.
We have
I mean, in real life, the
Right.
establishing
Where
shot.
Angel lives in real life?
Yes. his establishing shot. You know, when I dream of Angel's place and I first come up with the establishing shot. And then, that is a Frank Lloyd Wright house in Los Feliz, I think.
Yeah, it's here. We've had people tell us that it's
So
close.
close,
That
yeah.
it's very close. As a matter of fact, we did an episode in Santa Barbara where people were saying Santa Barbara is Sunnydale, and people argued back, well, then how do you explain Angel's mansion being
How did he live in that Frank Lloyd Wright house?
Right. Yeah. He really has taste, that Angel.
Yeah, yeah.
High taste.
His candle bill, though, so high.
Yeah. People try to tell us, like, people really argue on Angel's behalf. Like, well, he uses all that fire because, like, that was he was used to using fire as his main source of lighting. Like,
I don't know.
I don't buy it. It's all for drama. It's all for his sense of drama.
Do you think any of his candles are like scented?
Oh, all of them.
Different or all the same
It's like
scent?
a collage of scents.
100% French vanilla.
That's what I thought in my mind. When you said scented, I was like, definitely vanilla.
Yeah.
And also something about it being French vanilla is extra.
Of course, French vanilla.
Right. Not any other version, but French.
No,
Wow.
he's cultured.
Yeah.
Only French fries, French kisses, and French vanilla candles
Wow.
for Angel.
He must have a candle of the month subscription.
Oh my God.
You know, like a Candlebox. Oh, Candlebox was a band. But I was
Was a
trying
band,
to think
but
like,
what a great,
But it's a great
new
name for
appropriation of that name for a company that will probably
Yes.
be advertising direct to consumers
Ooh,
via
and all-
podcasts
Or-
anytime soon.
or the band, this is their new merch outlet.
yes.
Candlebox brand, Candlebox.
Yeah, and all of the scents are derived from their lyrics and our song titles.
I don't think that would be a good.
I don't know anything about. No? Do you know something off the top of your head?
The
from
song that I
Candlebox?
remember the clearest, like 90% of the lyrics of the song are for you. You
For-
know?
just the
It's
words
like,
for you.
I died for you, and I cried for you, and I met him, and now.
So
I'm
far
sorry.
sounds totally like Angel. That's the Angel special.
Okay, so they would have a very specific market. Brooding vampires.
Yeah. Also,
Okay.
I'm sorry, but I died for you and I cried for you are both viable candle scent options. I
Totally.
they might
totally.
exist already.
I'm leaving out the fact that they're sort of like scream singing. So it's not as maybe it's I guess
Maybe
it's
it's
sort of
exactly.
like proto emo.
Yeah, he's pretty emo.
So something that I like in this scene is last episode. No, I guess it was, I don't know. It was whenever Angel was talking to Faith last. Angel was like, our listeners dubbed it vamp-splaining, but like, you know, mansplaining murder to Faith. Like he was just like, you know, when you murder once, then you
Right, you get the taste for it or something
Yeah.
like that.
Also, is it mansplaining if you're like projecting your own soulless shit onto
No, it's
young
vamp.
woman?
It's vamp-splaining.
Okay.
But what I like in this scene, because we talked about it a little bit, but then we got more into it on social media, is that Faith is using it against Angel in this scene. Like,
Oh yeah.
you know, she comes in and she's like, everything you said is true. It's all coming true, just like
I'm
you
a
said.
cold-blooded, straight-up killer. Look, who would ever say those words in that order?
Right. But, and Angel, do we know the chronology on like when Angel is buying it in this? Like he's not buying it, right? The only way that this gets undone is because Giles has introduced the demon to his wife.
Right. But that's not until after this scene where the sorcerer is.
Oh, so you're saying here he is actually buying it. The reverse psychology hasn't begun yet.
Right. Or at least, I mean, I guess we don't know. But
I think we can assume.
Yeah.
That's a good point. I forgot. In my memory, when I got to the end of the episode, I was like, oh, he had her fooled the whole time. But no, she did have him for a little bit.
I think so.
Okay.
And I think it's because of the vamp-splaining. I think he was like, I knew it. I told you, once you get a taste from murder,
Also, it's Angel's favorite new thing whenever anyone shows up with literal blood on their literal hands.
Yeah.
He's so into it.
Because he is what, Jenny?
Detective Angel. Yes, Detective
Angel
is on the case.
We're going to try to play. I feel like we're just going to try to worm that into every episode
for as long
as
it
exists.
We can. Mm-hmm.
So Buffy sees this like kiss between Faith and Angel.
Like a kiss on the cheek,
but it is intimate. I mean, especially Buffy knowing Angel and Faith's relationship up to this point. Like
totally.
Seeing that, I would also have been jarred. And then
I know that, like, in high school, when my re-ensouled vampire boyfriend started spending time with my similarly powered, be saddled with sacred duty doppelganger friend who was more of a bad girl and like had killed a man.
Yeah.
I was like always jealous of their like dark connection.
Exactly. It's relatable.
This is really the episode where the two of them become best frenemies.
Mm-hmm.
Right? I mean, before there's some discomfort in here, but this is
this is where it all
which
really
is why
goes.
The episode is called Best Frenemies.
little known fact.
In parentheses, best for enemies.
Well, now that's what it's called forever, for sure. But yeah, this is where it's really cemented in like a whole array of ways. So
wow,
we go back to the mayor. Oh, this is where my sad face comes, because this is where it's like, oh, the mayor sent her there to sleep with Angel, and I'm bummed about it. And I know we just played a Detective Angel jingle, but we have a jingle that's really appropriate for what the mayor has done here to Faith. So will you just play that now, Jenny? The patriarchy!
Yeah, this is the part I think that you hit on earlier where he's established himself as this guy who does not see her sexually, and there's this validation for Faith that goes along with that.
Yeah.
But then he still wants her to use her sexuality as a weapon, as a tool in his evil quest. And so it's not like he doesn't see it. He's just more saying, oh, well, not for me, or I'm not interested.
Right. Yeah. Which undoes, it sort of undoes it for me. And I know that the mayor is evil, but there's a part of me that's bummed out about that. I kind of want the mayor's entire story to be that he really believes, he really is that family man, but he also is evil, you know, but this kind of undoes that, which is a bummer. He also knows that there is, in fact, more than one way to skin a cat.
He's done the research.
Does anybody know about where the saying comes from? There's more than one way to skin a cat.
Let's not find out,
because it's right. It's got to come from somewhere.
Sam might be able to hear us right now.
Oh my God, Sam, cover your ears. You're right. Let's change the topic quick.
So then we see Giles blowing his nose for the first time ever.
Oh.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, and
I wrote that down.
There's full sound effects of nose blowing.
And then he pauses. There's a record scratch in the middle of his nose blow. And then Buffy makes this Waiting for Godot reference, which I didn't see coming.
Yeah.
Right?
It's good. We had I don't know if you know Andrew T at all, but we had Andrew T has a podcast called Yo, Is This Racist? And he Okay, yeah. So he was on an episode with us, and in that episode, he brought up, we knew that there was a writer's room, and we knew that the people writing the lines were not in high school. But for some reason, the way that he brought it into that discussion, now I think about it all the time.
Oh, yeah.
When lines like this are said, where I'm like, oh, right. This is written by somebody who was not in high school. And I love it. I do like it, but also
this works
Buffy
a lot better than Cordelia making a super deep cut Marx Brothers reference in the Zeppo.
Can I respond to your comment before?
Please.
Now it's been too long. It's not going to work.
No, it's going to work beautifully.
Can you just set me up again? You said you didn't see it coming.
I didn't see it coming.
That's because you didn't wait long enough.
Oh my God. My mistake.
That was really not worth it. I apologize.
No, I think it was. Hi, Kristin here to talk to you about makeup, which probably seems out of character to you because I'm not really a makeup kind of guy. I've never liked the caked on feeling of makeup, and I always thought it was something that people used to try to look more, quote, girly. That's never been my goal either. And so apart from some of the bigger on-camera moments in my life where I can immediately take that makeup off after the fact, I haven't used anything at all. Enter Jones Road. I'm obsessed with the Jones Road Beauty Miracle Balm. It actually enhances your skin instead of masking it with layers of makeup. It's effortless. It looks natural. You can use it as a highlighter, a bronzer, a blush, a lip tint. It is the ultimate no-fuss multitasker. Plus, all of the products that Jones Road Beauty makes are good for your skin. It looks and feels natural, like you're not wearing makeup at all, which clearly has always been my goal. Jones Road also just launched their foundation stick too, so if that's something that is interesting to you, check it out. It is a skincare forward foundation and it delivers buildable real coverage. It feels weightless on your skin. Modern day makeup that's clean, strategic, and multifunctional for effortless routines. For a limited time, our listeners are getting a free gift on their first purchase when they use code BUFFERING at checkout. Just head to jonesroadbeauty.com and use code BUFFERING at checkout. After you purchase, they're going to ask you where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you.
Starting or growing your own business can be intimidating and lonely at times. Your to-do list may feel endless with new tasks, and lists can easily begin to overrun your life. So finding the right tool that not only helps you out, but simplifies everything as a built-in business partner can be a game changer. For millions of businesses, that tool is Shopify. Shopify is the commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the US. From household names like Gymshark, Rare Beauty, and Heinz, to brands just getting started. Shopify has hundreds of ready-to-use templates that can help you build a beautiful online store that matches your brand's style. And you can tackle all the important tasks in one place, from inventory to payments to analytics and more. No need to save multiple websites or try to figure out what platform is hosting the tool that you need. And if people haven't heard about your brand, you can get the word out like you have a marketing team behind you, with easy-to-run email and social media campaigns to reach customers wherever they're scrolling or strolling. Start your business today with the industry's best business partner, Shopify, and start hearing. Sign up for your $1 per month trial today at shopify.com/realm. Go to shopify.com/realm. That's shopify.com/realm.
The 2026 FIFA World Cup meal at McDonald's is underway with one of 9 legendary cups in the lineup. Christian Pulisic, David Beckham, Lamine Yamal, Ronaldinho, Thierry Henry, Son Heung-min, Alphonso Davies, Santi Jimenez. And between the posts, it's Grimace. Get one of 9 collectible cups with a FIFA World Cup meal.
At participating McDonald's for a limited time while supplies last. All rights reserved. 2026 McDonald's at FIFA World Cup 2026.
So Xander has bribed Willie with $28.
And there's no petty cash from the,
petty cash.
from the console.
Also, I'm kind of surprised that Xander has $28 like banging around in his pocket.
I know. Xander's just really like,
and he's down to use it for every.
Right?
He's just like that woman in the Bible with the 2 pennies.
What?
No?
Who? I mean, I don't know. I don't know the ins and outs of the Bible very well, but go
maybe
on,
it's
Jenny.
not-
Please tell us the story from the Bible.
No.
Tell us how you remember it.
Oh no. It might be the Bible, or it might be like something from like a sermon that has been printed on like photos of like a seashore and hung in like mom's
Okay, so there's a
sewing
lady
rooms.
with 2 pennies, and
So it's
she
like-
knew that when there
it's
was
like-
only 1 penny.
It's about like tithing, and of course, and
Oh, I do know this story.
yes,
There's a lady, she has 2 pennies, and then she uses both pennies to bribe Willie to get information about where the demon with the hat lives.
Wow, of
I've read that
course.
Wow.
postcard.
How would
Yes.
how would I have not thought so? Right.
Somebody's bummed out on tithing and they're like, well, I have to give like 10% or 20% or whatever of my earnings to the church. And then somebody in the story, is it Jesus? Is it a nameless character in the story of a pastor that I may have just actually fabricated in my mind? Says, well, this one woman gave 2 pennies. And the guy's like, what's 2 pennies? And the guy's like, all she had. I don't know why it feels like a joke now, but it's supposed to be very
your
serious.
Crying voice. That was like, oh no,
I was
I'm
just trying not to laugh. They're very, very close. I'm sorry that I took us down this really, really
I'm
pointless path.
thrilled. I'm thrilled you took us down the 2
Great.
penny path.
2 Penny Lane.
Yeah. Precisely. An important line in this scene before we leave it, in case we're leaving it. Yes, Jenny is reaching across the
I'm just in
ocean
solidarity
toward me. Where are we going, girlfriend?
Yeah, that's right.
Faith says to Buffy in a way that is, I don't know, the way that maybe you speak to somebody when you have a crush on them. It's all.
But she's back to girlfriend.
She's back to girlfriend. Yeah.
But Buffy's not into it.
Yeah,
obviously.
I was like, what did I write here? And I wrote the touching, but I wrote like lots of ends, so I couldn't understand. The touching with lots of ends does recall to my mind the way that Faith and Buffy touch each other in this moment. Because, so Buffy has seen them kiss, and so she's upset. And Faith, it's just the awkwardness to me doesn't feel like the awkwardness that would be between 2 just friends who are then in a fight and cold. It feels to me like a relationship where they were very comfortable with each other and suddenly are not. You know?
Right.
That's all I'm going to say.
Sure. Sometimes you can just be comfortable with your friends.
Yeah, but
With
there's like
people who share the
there's like
same sacred duty and super strength.
Yeah, okay. Sure, Jenny. Fine.
But also the other thing, I'm on board.
In your version with, or your interpretation where the 2 of them are crushing on each other.
Yes.
Is it that, Faith knows she's got the hots for Buffy and Buffy is still still in the closet about it?
Yeah, I think,
or
to be
maybe
honest,
she doesn't
I
even...
think that my real interpretation, I mean, we came to the conclusion that they definitely did some stuff in Bad Girls together. But if I'm being real serious about it, I think that my belief is that Faith has a huge crush on Buffy.
And may or may not know that she has a huge crush on Buffy.
Right. And I think that there's a lot of room for Buffy to not be 100% aware of that. Like I play with it because it's fun. But I think that I think Faith has feelings for Buffy. It's super clear. And actually, somebody sent me recently an email of an interview that Eliza Dushku did at a Comic-Con where she was asked this question, and she said that 100%, like, Faith had feelings for,
Ooh, could you forward that to me?
I can forward it to
Did
you,
she
Jenny.
say that she played, she performed in her role that way? Like she interpreted it?
I mean, the quote that I saw was a short one, and probably I don't know if there's more or if she just sort of said it and then like the internet exploded and was like,
Yeah.
"What?"
Yeah.
So I don't know. I don't know if she was playing that. It just I can't imagine how she would not have been playing it.
Right.
It reads so strongly, especially when you go back and you watch Bad Girls, you'll be like, there's no way that she wasn't playing it. But she has talked about it. And something that is relevant to this episode is that the script of Enemies, the original script, so when we get to the part where Faith leans over and kisses Buffy's forehead, which we'll talk about, but just so you know, the script had Faith kissing Buffy on the lips. Whoa. Yeah. Yeah. I feel like I just got to watch like the response that people will have when they are listening. The people who didn't know that, it was fun.
That was beautiful.
So that didn't, in case you didn't know,
All right.
that is in the script. So it was there. It's there. But to what level it's being played and played with is all a little gray.
I wonder if standards and practices You know, it was like,
Right?
we're not ready for that. It's still 1999.
Seriously,
Right.
yeah, because we don't have any information on like why that was changed, but I wonder if we could find it. I wonder if
I bet a lot of people listening already know, and they're emailing us right now.
I hope so. And if you don't know, I hope you're about to dedicate your life to the quest of finding out why we
Yes.
didn't get this kiss.
Yes.
Why?
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Willow just licked herself.
Right? But maybe there's something, I don't know. Willow just licked herself.
Great
It's also
point.
a great sentence. And she did. You are correct. So yeah, I don't know. We'll have to dig deeper.
You know what? I'd like to know the germaphobe mayor who just can't get enough hand sanitizer is not only leaving milk out in the room temperature room, he's also eating mince from a dish of unwrapped mince.
And I've been taught in my life that there is no place where germs grow more than in the
A dish of
diner
mince?
dish.
Oh, yeah.
You never take the diner.
Right.
mince.
I always do. I know it, but I like can't resist it.
Unless they're the ones that are individually plastic wrapped.
Right.
That's fine.
They're
Yeah,
so good
right?
though. What are they even
What are they?
made
They're
of?
definitely made of something that is preserving your insides
Yeah.
actively.
You know,
Maybe that's why the mayor's eating them.
Ooh.
you know why it's not just germs, specifically why you're not supposed to eat them.
No, I only know
God,
about
why?
germs. What? Why?
Oh, because I tested them and it turns out they have a huge amount of uric acid because people go to the bathroom on their way
No.
out. They
No.
don't wash their hands.
No.
And then they grab mints and then, a little bit of pee out on their hands.
Isn't pee like sterile though?
But does that makes you chill with
I'm
it?
just trying to justify all my years of eating pea mints.
Look, those years are in the past, and you're never having one again.
Okay, unless they're individually wrapped,
Right.
and then I'm allowed to have one.
Then it's fine. Then the pee just gets on the plastic.
Okay, great. So yeah, good call though. I didn't pick that up, and that's like germaphobe
There's
101.
two things that I am watching like a hawk on this show, and they are inconsistencies in the mayor's germophobia, and also Angel Immolation Watch, which is about to revisit us again.
Yes.
Standing before the open flames in his undershirt, a delight for people who enjoy looking at the male form.
Which is Jenny, as we've learned.
I love a hunk.
Mm-hmm.
I just paused the recording for a second because I felt like, is it okay for me to draw attention to the fact that David Boreanaz looks great in an undershirt?
Oh, you were worried that you were objectifying Angel?
Yes.
Listen, Angel literally is always standing next to a flickering flame, unbuttoning his silk shirt. I feel like it's okay that you like to look upon him. I don't know. What do you think?
I think he'd say mission accomplished.
Yeah.
Thank you for this validation. I feel very safe.
Before we get too deep into flickering flame Angel in this scene, I want to make sure that we talk about the fact that Willow and Buffy connect in a way that's really meaningful because like Buffy is sharing with Willow what Faith has done. Willow is super stoked on it because she doesn't like Faith.
Yes.
And Willow has a line, I too know the love of a taciturn man, which is
Crushing it.
Just really
So
good.
good.
Especially because in Doppelgangland, which was the episode before this, we had a full conversation about how Angel and Oz had a like exchange. And we were like, does that happen often? Because they both were like, hey.
Monosyllable.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, that line is the one that elicited the biggest laugh from my wife.
Nice.
I didn't stop to investigate. I just let it go.
Is your wife a person who watches Buffy, or was she watching this with no context?
She watched with me.
Got
we
it.
we watched it all together.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good moment.
Yes.
Okay, so friendship hearts and taciturn lines. Now we may go back into Angel's mansion, where Faith is about to call Angel a chump and dump a big glop of blood on him.
I guess it's
Magic
the soul magnet juice.
Right.
Yes.
Soul Magnet Juice.
Soul magnet juice, of course.
Now available at Whole Foods.
It's the companion piece to your candle box.
Yes.
So this is like watching The Sixth Sense. So I've talked about this on the podcast already, but The Sixth Sense was ruined for me. My best friend looked me in my eyes and said, like, everybody's dead, or he sees dead people, or whatever the spoiler was.
Mm-hmm.
I knew that he was dead.
So much for this podcast being spoiler free.
Yeah, I know. No, I'm so angry about it that I'm willing to drag anybody down with me.
Wow.
I've held that grudge since 1990, whatever it was. Why was I saying that? Why was I talking about that?
Soul magnet
Because
juice.
we know after we've seen the whole episode
right.
that this is not real.
So watching this episode knowing that Angel is pretending the whole time is fun. Because the first time you watch this episode, you're like in. You're like, holy shit, he's lost his soul again.
Good God.
But it's really fun to watch it knowing what's going on. And it's like, fucking good job, man. He does a great job. Almost too good of a job, one might say.
I mean, Buffy would say.
Yeah.
Too
I mean,
good
he's
of a
just
job.
like, he's very believable. He didn't have to punch Xander.
It was, and he's still in character. He's still got the glower on when he says second best.
Yeah.
He's not like, he doesn't give a full wah gotcha. You know. I'm like, well, you've said that you don't have to have the full I'm evil face.
He was so deep in his role.
He was so method.
Yes. Oh my God.
Why doesn't Willow do magic more often?
She's just getting started.
She's just
I know, but she sent that pencil
right
spinning into the tree. I was like, she could be more effective in a fight.
I agree, but I don't know that she knows. Like, I don't know that she feels she has control.
Well,
enough.
it goes into the tree because she loses emotional control.
Right.
So
that's true.
She's just playing it safe.
And I think she's probably not supposed to, like, because she even talks about in this episode that Giles is like
hiding the books.
Right.
Yeah. So even if she could, she probably wouldn't, because Willow doesn't break the rules.
Right.
You know, she's a
Delicious,
rule follower.
Succulent rules.
And so this is also the bit, like the part where we don't know it if we're watching it for the first time, but Giles and Buffy are in on this, and and everybody else is not.
Right.
And I guess, I mean, do they just not trust Wesley? Is that like the main reason? Which
I think probably with something like this, it's just always like the less people that know, the less people can fuck it up.
Right. Well, and also Wesley has been kind of fucking shit up since he arrived.
True.
So, because I think they would have trusted the rest of the Scoobies with it if it wasn't for Wesley's presence. Like if Giles was still the Watcher, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe not.
I don't know. I mean, maybe they don't trust Xander either. You know, Xander gets punched in the face. He takes the punch very believably because he doesn't know that it's
right. That's true. And what would he?
And also, Xander has historically just
is
not been trustworthy when it comes to stuff involving Angel.
Okay, you're right.
and just has a bad poker face in general too. I think.
To be fair, everyone in this show struggles with poker faces.
Yeah. Except apparently Angel.
Right.
Second best.
Yeah. Well, and so this is like Angel's next performance in the mayor's office, where he's like just nailing it.
Oh yeah.
I just feel like he doesn't miss a fucking beat. He's just like, I want to fucking kill you. And he picks up the letter opener and he's all fucking evil. And I don't know if we see the mayor and Angel. Have we seen them interact ever before?
No.
And it's really fun. It's like really fun because they're so, especially him as like playing Angelus, just the mayor being like, you young people, I'm like, I'd like to teach you some respect.
Yeah, attitude versus courtesy.
Yeah.
I had a gasp while watching this scene because I had just been thinking about sort of the metaphor of the mayor as this, benevolent power structure, or that he seems benevolent, but and just as I was sort of having that thought, Angel throws the knife into his hand and then he pulls it out and he says, "I'm impervious," and I went, it's like he was reading my metaphor.
Oh my God, he
and
saw
I was like, yes, that power structure is impervious.
Yes.
I like positive up thoughts.
Yes.
So I'd like to change the subject to Angel and Faith swinging by Buffy's and this exchange between Angel and Joyce about Joyce's hair.
This is Joyce has been really getting some moments in the last few episodes.
Yes.
Like, really, I would like to call it Choice Joyce, Wow. This is amazing.
I was a little disappointed by Joyce being so flustered by the compliment from Angel. I'm like, you can't.
It's too easy. It was too easy.
No, just that's your daughter's boyfriend,
right? But like, also he's 241 years old, and like,
this is getting messy.
Well, no, I just mean like, I don't think that Joyce approves of Angel and Buffy together. You know, like
I mean, just objectively, as a mom, you probably don't want your 16, 17-year-old daughter dating someone who's
right. And I mean, okay, I see what
a
you're...
much older man.
Yeah. I was like 243 now divided by 17. That's math I can't do in my head.
And that would be amazing if you could. But yeah, I get what you're saying, but I love it. It's just so fun. And it's like also, I don't know that this would have happened. Like, I don't know that this would happen every day with Joyce. I think she was just like caught off guard and like, what's happening?
I mean, it's also Angel's fault because he's like really bringing the smoky and sultry to it.
Right.
Let's be real. Like Angel, I don't think he likes like pretending to be and jealous, but I do think he likes having a reason to be extra dramatic. Like I feel you know, he's like,
Oh, and dramatically flirty.
Yeah.
Dramatically
The best
flirty,
form of dramatic for Angel.
Punching Xander in the face.
Yeah. It's like he's finally free from only being able to brood. You know, he can finally let some of that drama out.
I did some math on my phone and it's 14. He's 14 times older than Buffy.
14 times. And that's not even taking into account any of the Hell Dimension aging that's happened across seasons, you know.
Sure.
We don't really even know how old he is at this point. Oh, Jenny, do you know what you just did?
What?
You did some...
Hell math.
I know that this episode is not Doppelgangland, but...
Correct.
Stop me if you've already talked about this in this season, but I feel like this whole season is Doppelgangland because in this episode you get Angel playing this double role of good angel and evil angel, just like Willow was both roles in the last episode. But then you have Buffy and Faith as these mirror images. They're so similar in all these ways, but now especially Faith is clearly the evil slayer or rogue slayer, but they're sort of twindom is I think even more magnified because of their opposites. And then you have Wesley and Giles who are doppelgangers.
What?
Yes.
I feel like there's a twin, like a Lynchian kind of twin.
Yes.
And even the season begins with Buffy living a completely different life. She's like run away from Sunnydale and she's living in downtown LA.
And she gives her identity to Anne.
Yeah.
That's how the whole thing starts.
Right.
Holy shit.
Wow.
I feel like they could call the whole season 3 Doppelgangland.
Yes. Wow. And we're currently calling it season Faith, but we'll allow also Doppelgangland. Wow. It's like when you got to Buffy and Faith, I was like, right, and that's all of them. And then there were more. Yes. Holy shit. Wow. Now where do we go?
Back to Vamp Mansion.
Vamp Mansion, where this is good. This is like, okay, so did you ever watch 90210? Like the original 90210?
I mean, I've seen it. So I didn't watch it.
There's an episode.
That sounded like you were like tied to a like really, really poor condition armchair in like a warehouse with like your eyes like Clockwork Oranged open with just 90210 playing in front of you.
Pretty much that's what
that scene in
middle
Lost?
School culture was doing to me. It's like I had to just know enough to be able to stay conversant at lunch.
Yes.
It was against my will.
Sure, okay.
Well, there's an episode of 90210 where Donna and David are dating because, of course, I mean, I think they are just always dating, but it's later on in the series and they've been dating for a really long time. And somebody breaks into the house and is like about to sexually assault Donna. And it's a very serious episode. And David is in the house, but the guy is like, you can't, like, if you do anything, I'll kill you or whatever. And so she calls to him, but she says Dave. And she never calls him Dave. She only calls him David. And so he fucking knows that something is up. And it's just like the power of what just a change of a name can do.
Right.
Which reminded me, or this scene.
Wow, with the buff.
Yes, with the buff.
I'm calling you, if you ever hear me call you Chris.
Right.
Like, dial 911.
Exactly.
And maybe
but I would be like, something's wrong. Especially because of that episode of 90210.
I have seen that episode, by the way.
You have?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, because that was a momentous episode.
Yeah, it was a big episode for them. But yeah, I think also it like, I'm a person who like always thinks I'm going to die in many ways. And so I'm always gathering.
I'm with you on that.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I'm always gathering ways to survive. And so I was like, this is great information. moment,
Right.
I will use it if I'm ever in a situation like this. I'll say Jen, right? Imagine I called you Jen.
Blah.
And what would everybody do? They wouldn't. Right. So anyway, so that's like him saying buff as like a way to establish
indicate to her.
Yeah, I just thought it was really good.
You know what else is really good?
What?
Bondage looks good on you, B.
Yeah, another small but powerful erotic novel.
Yes. Yeah. That's more of an erotic novella by our standards. So now we get Buffy. Faith's like explosion of like everything that she has not been expressing, really.
This is the
whole time.
I called this the Marsha moment.
Yes.
I mean, really.
Totally.
It's just like you Buffy this and Buffy that, and no one ever cares about me.
Does anybody thank me?
Right.
Oh.
And no.
I mean, she's right. She's got a point.
She does have a point. What were you going to say?
I just was thinking before we got to this part that Angel is incredibly effective at knocking people out with one punch.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
Truly.
It's almost as if someone were in like a room writing what should happen, and then it just happens as they decree.
As they will.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Angel's a pretty big guy.
Yeah.
And he's had a lot of experience punching people.
Yeah.
So he knows the
Yes.
exact angle
Right. The sweet
and
spot.
the spot on their jaw to hit them to knock them out. But he goes 2 for 2
Yeah.
with Xander and Buffy.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
And he's got to hit Buffy a lot harder than he does Xander. If he hit Xander with the same, if we're gonna do some math here,
Yes.
if he were to hit Xander with the same velocity with which he hit Buffy, he would have broken that guy's face.
Yeah. Xander would not be
just
alive.
bruised.
Right.
But he couldn't hit Buffy with the same strength that he hit Xander, or else she would just brush it off.
Right. Unless
Right.
he did hit Buffy with the same, just so he didn't.
Ah.
And she's
Oh, right.
acting.
Because she doesn't actually.
she-
Right.
The world's third best actor.
Right.
I don't know about that. I think she might be down at like number 412.
How?
Or something. Hey, she's good at a lot of stuff.
Okay.
Acting isn't one of them.
Just to be clear, we're just talking about Buffy, not
Oh
Sarah
my
Michelle
God, no,
Gellar.
not Sarah.
Who
Michelle.
is
You know
maybe-
we're not talking about Sarah Michelle Gellar. So Buffy goes hard on Faith, and
Well, she's trying to just like get everything out of her, but it does feel
it's a little risky.
It feels like she's feeling the hurt while this is happening, and she's going maybe harder than she intended to.
I just feel like if I knew Faith, I feel like I know Faith, and I would not take this risk. Like it's like and Faith says like, oh, I know what you're trying to do. You're trying to get me to like, kill you quicker or whatever, and I'm not going to do that. And it's like, cool, like because it's Tuesday, but like on Wednesday, Faith might have just been like, fuck this, and Angel's not even close enough to like get in between. I don't know. I just felt like it was a little too risky for my taste.
Even knowing that Buffy's hands weren't actually chained.
Oh, I forgot.
Great point.
I forgot that
She wasn't defenseless.
chained.
Right.
Yeah, okay.
Significantly less cause
that helps
for
me out.
alarm.
Yeah.
Then she calls Faith a loser. Apparently the number one hot button word for Faith. Just don't call her a loser.
Yeah, I mean, she gets what she's after, but I just hate it. I mean, I don't know. I just, as is always the case, I wish for a better world where this isn't the way that we have to get the information from Faith, and we don't have to like break Faith to get to the mayor. It just sucks. I don't like it, but it is effective, and we learn. Yes, Jenny.
Oh, please.
No, I was just gonna say we learn all the things we need to learn about what's gonna happen, and we hear graduation day for the first time.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But what were you going to say with your gasping hands?
I was going to say, like, I love this Kibbles and Bits reference. I don't know if you remember Kibbles and Bits.
I remember Kibbles and Bits.
It's popular pet food from our youth.
I don't remember the reference.
She just says, like, all your friends are going to be Kibbles and Bits.
Oh.
Did she say that?
Yeah, upon
she says
Ascension
that.
Day.
Yes. So my question related to this is, everyone, did you ever eat dog food when you were a kid?
100%. Never?
No.
Really? Were you ever in a position where people were asking you to eat dog food?
No, I didn't have a dog.
Neither did I, but I definitely ate dog food.
Wow. No.
It was
I
like
never
it was like a thing, I feel like. Not a thing.
Well,
It wasn't like
yeah.
eating Tide Pods.
Wait.
People are eating Tide Pods.
Yeah, what is that?
I don't know. I just keep seeing it on the internet. Maybe it'll be over by the time this airs. One can hope.
Great. I've never eaten kibbles and bits, but I have sampled milk bones and sausages. So
Oh my God,
only
you
dog
know?
snacks. No dog like food.
Do you have like a list somewhere of which brands you've tried?
Just in my head. It's a short list. It's 2. It's like really hard to forget.
I would have no idea what kind of dog food I ate. So let's get serious for a second.
Serious, like 2 girls holding knives to
girls.
each other's throats.
But this is like, kill me, you become me. You're not ready for that. And then she kisses her on the forehead, but
Slash
it's
lips.
supposed to be lips. And she says, yet. And she leaves.
That little Mexican standoff scene with the 2 knives, that's an iconic shot, right? I mean, like that's going to become, right? That we see that scene in the future, don't we? In promos and things like that. I feel like that, like to me,
Or, like,
that,
previously on.
or, yeah, things like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Or
I'm
maybe-
sure.
Yeah.
Maybe even in future credits or something like that. I feel like when that scene, I was like, oh, it's this scene.
Yeah.
It's also like highly gift, right?
I think so. I think it's it's highly gift and also that, right.
Maybe that's what it is. Maybe I'm just thinking of it from the
It's
But
internet.
I'm sure we must see it on dozens, but a lot of previously ons as well, because it is.
Even if it isn't, it deserves to be.
Yeah.
That's such a
Yes.
good.
I'm constantly running it on my own personal previously on in my brain. Just that. I just had a thought parallel to this because I was like, wow, what if they like ran away and were like rogues? It would be a whole different show, or like I would like a fanfic like situation where like that is the path, whatever. That's not what I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is why hasn't anybody thought about the fact the council, there's all these people in Tweed with so much money and so many resources. Buffy drowned for like a minute, and then like there was a second Slayer after there had only been one Slayer. Why aren't they like, I don't think that this is cool, but why aren't they killing these girls for a minute, reviving them, and just like multiplying the number of Slayers and like making a Slayer army?
Wow.
This is terrible.
This sounds like animal cruelty.
No, it sounds like, I mean, horrifying, but like they clearly have no problem
they
with
don't
what
care.
they're already doing
Right.
with the lives of young women.
Well,
so,
I
like,
think it underlines the fact that white men wearing tweed that live in castles and have a lot
Mm-hmm.
money don't always fucking think about shit very well. So
fascinating.
that's my take.
assessment.
That's my assessment. But I'm glad that they are not doing that.
No, Jesus, me too. But I'm also kind of surprised because they don't seem to value the lives of Slayers very much.
To take us out of this dark
Sorry.
corner,
But they do adhere to rules. I mean, they have
Right.
rules that they care about, even when the rules are making things harder for themselves.
Yeah, don't make any sense.
Right. Okay.
And so even if it's not a rule born out of value of a Slayer's life, it might be something they follow based on their love of rules.
Cool. All
I
right.
believe it.
I get into
I
that.
totally
Not love,
believe
but
it.
strict adherence.
Yeah. Right. Can we give out the Sexual Tension Award?
Let's do it.
Great.
Sexual Attention Award.
Did you have any thoughts about sexual tension? Any nominees?
It can be between the live and the undead. It can be between sentient creatures and, say, a leather-bound book of French poetry.
We gave it
Like-
to Angel and his leather-bound book.
But it's
Clues.
between two.
It's been
sometimes it's a
actually
throuple.
the winner of all of season 2 was the throuple of Spike, Drew, and Angel.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I hadn't thought about it before, but I was off the top of my head,
Mm-hmm.
so to speak, I would give it to Skylar because he's clearly so horny.
Wow! Wow! That's incredible off the top of your head. You
Because
know?
he had the hat and he
It
took
is
it off
great.
the top of his head
So good.
and revealed that he had horns.
Beautiful.
Really,
Beautiful.
truly.
Sorry. Let's cut out that last part where I explained the joke.
We have all the power. Okay, yeah, Skylar. And my vote was, Faith and Buffy.
Yeah, of course, but
Obviously. Yeah. I mean, that's the real answer.
It's because, okay, so we've given it Faith and Buffy. The deck is really stacked season 3 with a lot of Faith and Buffy, but I just feel like because of this script revelation that they were robbed of a very important kiss. And so I just wanted to give them the award.
of course I back you, and I'm stand in solidarity with you in support of 2 girls in all the world chosen with power to fight the forces of darkness and also kiss each other on the mouths occasionally when it is appropriate.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, truly.
That whole
yes.
thing, you said that whole thing just to say yes?
Yeah, I'm just supporting you.
Incredible. You were like, I just want to say that although
I just like making lots of pauses for you to edit out.
Yeah, seriously.
As many as possible.
So then we, of course, learn that the reason this was all able to happen is because Giles introduced. Does the other demon
sorcerer.
have a name? The sorcerer is his name.
Yes.
The Giles introduced the sorcerer to his wife, which is just delightful. You don't like it.
It's a delightful reason,
Yes.
but the plot device of it is so annoying.
Right. That's fair. That's fair.
But yes, very cute.
Just
that
the
he
idea
introduced
of
his
like
wife. Yes.
Giles like being like, you know who you'd get on
Yeah.
with.
Have you ever met the sorceress? Because something about you too.
Yeah. I think you might
She's
hit
the
it
lady
on.
over there in all black.
Yeah, with the glowing orange eyes.
That's funny because in my mind, Giles was like, "Have you ever met Emily?" And it was just like, you know what I mean? So Faith goes back to the mayor, and
And now everyone knows she's bad.
now everyone,
Yeah.
and now everyone's like lost their hope in her, and
I
their
wonder-
suspicions were confirmed. And yes, Jenny.
You know, when the sorcerer came to Giles and was like, the mayor of your town wants me to de-ensoul this vampire who I guess
Right.
I somehow know that you have an association to.
right?
Did he also say, and also Faith is working for the mayor? Because like, it feels like there's not as much of a like,
Oh, like a shock.
Right.
yeah.
That's super fair. Yeah, that's true. I guess sometimes I forget, that we know things that they didn't know.
But it is kind of go with what you were saying that, they have sort of maltreated her the entire time.
Right.
And so maybe they suspected, or certainly they didn't treat her like a beloved friend
right.
in a way that when it's revealed, oh, she's working for the mayor, they could tell themselves, oh, she's evil. We kind of knew all along.
And that's why I'm so sad about it, I think. It's because I think we've all had the experience of having an interaction with somebody where that they're not, that their perception of you is different than who you are, And I don't know, it just bums me out because I feel like Faith probably from the get-go has sensed that, that like these people they're not making a sincere effort. And we saw them make a sincere effort, a couple episodes ago, but it was like, she's been here since episode 3.
Right.
And she's been living in a motel.
Right.
A crappy motel in the bad part of town.
And there was like a series of things that happened that were unfortunate. Like what would have happened if Wesley hadn't gone behind everyone's back and taken Faith away, and if she had just stayed with Angel, who knows? But it just feels so sad to me because I feel like I didn't even recognize that there wasn't that much of a shock, but that just sort of connects to everything else that I feel about this undoing, which is just a bummer. And it's sad to see her with the mayor at the end, that because she's genuinely happy. She's like, I fucked up, but this guy still believes in me, and he just wants to play miniature golf, and it just, I don't know, it just seems all so sweet and simple to her, but it's not, because the mayor's evil.
Faith is really this long running argument for nature versus nurture. She is a chosen slayer.
Ooh.
and yet something happened that she's come out a rogue slayer,
right?
And then you have Buffy, who has this wholesome support system around her, and she's become this model slayer. It makes it so sad, because I even felt bad when I said, oh, now they all know that she's bad, because it's not that she's bad intrinsically necessarily. I mean, that, or at least that's the thing that the show is making you question. I think with this
yeah.
episode is suddenly all these things that you know about her, she's turned this way, but could it have just gone a different way if she'd had different nurturing,
Right.
or had any nurturing?
And they teased it out for us because when we were talking about Doppelgangland, it's like that was kind of the through line of that episode too, was Willow starting the episode being like, well, Faith is just evil, Buffy. You could never be like that. And then Willow coming face to face with herself in another reality and being like, oh shit, you know, I don't know that I don't know that they've actually understood it to the point that I want them to.
Yeah.
But it's definitely being played with. And yeah, and I think, right, that's where it gets me, is I'm just like, Faith is doing her best.
There's a This American Life story where there's I think in Harlem, they're trying to figure out how to increase the graduation rate of high school students. And they start, there's one guy who's got this program, and he starts by trying to do like after school programs with like a pilot group of kids in like first grade or something like that. And it still doesn't work out or something like that. They found that the intervention that you need to have in order to change the outcomes for what these kids' lives are like has to go so far back. It's not first grade. It's not kindergarten. It's not preschool. The way he actually tried to make it happen is by starting with the parents while they were pregnant.
Wow.
And that's where, and then they track sort of the progress of these kids through there. And so I was thinking about that with Faith.
Yeah.
If someone could have been there for her like that,
Right.
pre-Slayerdom.
Yeah. Right. What would her life had looked like? Also, when you were saying that, you reminded me of, I can't remember the name of this, but there's like a phrase for it. It was like a study that was done where teachers were told, they were given students who were like performing poorly or whatever, but some of them were given the students and told just like, you know, the student is performing poorly. Can you help bring their whatever up? And then some of the teachers were told, the student is performing poorly, but they have taken these tests and they are off the charts. They are this like, and it was, you know, not even true, but this is a brilliant student. And those students performed unbelievably.
Wow.
Because the teacher believed in their abilities, which also...
And treated them differently as a result.
Treated them differently. Which is, you know, again, ties back to this. It's like, what would happen if her life circumstances were different, and what would happen if people believed in her? And and this obviously, it's like we're looking through the lens of faith, but this applies to a lot of our country and our world, and like the way that things are structured and how we believe, how people believe and look at certain people and not other people. Anyway, Buffy needs a break from Angel. These two are going to try to take a break again. I don't know if anybody wants to take the
Buffy and
over-under on
Angel.
that.
Trying to take a break.
But they have a moment that I'll bring up because they bring the theme song in, where he says, are you still my girl? And she says, always. And we get like this,
A little bit of close your eyes.
yeah, it's like 4 notes of it, and then it changes really quickly. I would like to hear all of the iterations of, what is it? Close my eyes?
Close your eyes.
Close your eyes. Close my eyes. It would be nice to hear them all like next to each other, you know, because there's so many different variations that they have throughout the series. But yeah.
Now I have a rare moment of feeling bad for Angel. You know, I mean, he did what she asked him to do.
Right.
He played the part.
Right.
And then she punishes him for it because he did it too well. Because he's the best actor.
Right. But it's like they had to know that they were taking a risk going into this. I mean, it's like they're reliving their like deepest trauma, which you had, like they had to know. I mean, I feel bad too, but it's sort of like when you go into that, maybe they didn't realize what it was going to feel like, but I felt like as the viewer, man, if you're going to like relive that and so vividly relive it, because as we discussed, Angel is really good at acting. It it's not a surprise. I just feel like it wouldn't be that big of a surprise that she's going to need some space from that. And of course, she's going to be the one that needs the space, not him. Like he was inside,
Right.
Yeah, he had his internal compass totally calibrated.
Right.
She was the one who's taken aback by seeing it.
Yeah,
Right,
I mean, she had to see him with faith also.
But like definitely the PTSD of
Yeah.
the second half of season 2 and ultimately having to kill Angel and send him to hell.
Yeah.
And then get over that and then have him drop out of the sky for reasons unknown.
Naked.
Back into existence. Naked and wet. Glistening. And then like having to like reintegrate him into her life, like get him from like sort of his like beast mode back into like
his beauty mode. I was pulling from the title. It's called Beauty and the Beast.
And then like dating him, not dating him, dating him, not dating him, and then this.
Mm-hmm.
It's so much.
Yeah.
For one Slayer.
Yeah, it's a lot. Things are getting, it's almost as if we only have a few episodes left of the season. You know?
I thought you were going to say it's almost as if this show is really dramatic. So I feel like we've covered all of the important aspects of this episode. But one thing that we haven't touched on is that one time in Highland Park, I saw you, Rishi, from far away. And I don't even know how I knew what you looked like because I listened to your podcasts, but I saw you from far away and was like, I think that's, and we were with Kristin's family. They were like in from out of town. And I was like, excuse me, everyone. I'm going to jog a block away from you. And then you're going to watch me almost get to this guy and then chicken out and then turn around.
Like she made it like a foot. Like she was so close.
I was like 10 feet away. And then I was like,
You're
nope.
pretty close.
Today's not my day.
What was
And
I
then
doing?
ran away. You were walking like a person would on the street, I think with your wife or a woman, but statistically probably your wife.
She also enjoys walking.
Classic wife. And you were just taking in the sights and sounds of York Boulevard, probably buying some like stationery or like a burger or something, and being not bothered by me.
I'm sad. I would have loved to have been bothered by you.
That's what I said. That's how I got her to jog in the first place. Was, she was like, I couldn't possibly. I couldn't. I was like, go. It'd be so nice. Like, wouldn't it make you feel nice if somebody jogged up to you and said, I really love all these things you do? They're so wonderful.
Or like, depending on the person, like I would be delighted, but also like, I would just like hate to alarm someone or like rupture your beautiful Sunday when you're just trying to hang out in the sunshine.
Instead, you thought the better thing would be to do this and then invite you over to our home.
Yes,
and
trap you here.
Tell you the story.
Once I saw you, but you didn't see me.
Yes, everyone's favorite narrative.
Yikes. Great. Well, that's handled.
Would you be so kind as to tell everyone? I think that everyone listening to this knows where they can find you, but would you tell them all where to find you?
Yeah, I'm on Twitter at Rishi Hirway. My name's hard to spell. It's HRISHI HIRWAY. Nobody who's listening to this is going to bother writing that down, but
I feel like you were spelling it and you were like paused for a second and you were like, wait, how do I spell it?
I was paused to realize how silly it is to bother spelling it out.
I don't know. I think I spell my Twitter handle every episode.
Oh, okay. Okay,
so
good.
don't feel
This is
bad.
a
They're
safe
used
space
to. They're
for
very
that.
accustomed to having things spelled out for them.
Or the same thing on Instagram if you're more of an Instagram person. I have Song Exploder, the podcast, and I have the West Wing Weekly podcast, and you can find those wherever you got this podcast.
Yeah.
And I make music, and we don't need to talk about that.
I was listening.
We'll
to your
talk about
music
it when
today,
you're not here.
and I was loving it. I was like, I was at the gym and I went from listening to Wilson Phillips because I don't know, I had like sent a Wilson Phillips song to somebody and then I was like at the gym and it was just on my thing and I was like, I could work out to Wilson Phillips. So I went from listening to Wilson Phillips to listening to your music.
Oh.
And they were very different, as you might imagine. But I loved everything that I heard.
Oh,
I was
thanks.
like in Spotify, just going down the.
I was thinking about, there's one song that I was going to tell you about because it's a song about me thinking about all the ways that I'm going to die.
Oh my gosh.
It's called Credible Threats.
Oh, yes, they are. They are credible threats. They are.
And it's just me listing all of the ways that I think about how I might die and what and how to get over it.
Oh, wow. I will be listening to that song immediately.
Amazing.
It sounds like you've written my anthem.
Oh my God.
But yeah, and of course, all of the stuff will be in the show notes, so you can find all of the wonderful things that Rishi does. So great. So great to have you.
Thank you so much for having me. This was really fun.
It was the best. And we know that we have possibly inspired you to do a second watch of Buffy.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I mean, and if there's ever a chance for me to come back.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, we would love.
I would love to.
Hell yes. Would you mind staying to howl out with us?
Yes.
You don't know what that means, but that's even funnier. You just agreed. You were like, yes, I will.
I think I said, yes, I would mind. Let me change it. No, I wouldn't mind.
Great.
Well, I am Jenny Owen Youngs, and when I'm not making this podcast or listening to Song Exploder or listening to The West Wing Weekly, I am making hot jams. You can hear some of them over at jennyowenyoungs.com/buffering, and you can always give me a shout on Twitter at Jenny Owen Youngs.
Yes, and I am Kristin. I almost said I am Kristin Nolene. I am Kristin Russo, but you're
both.
I am both. One and the same. You can find more about me on my website, which is KristinNoline.com. That's KristinNoline. You can also use that spelling to find me on Twitter and on Instagram, where I talk a lot. I post a lot of pictures of our cat. All sorts of fun things happen in those spaces. Last but certainly not least, you can find out about the work that I do with LGBTQ communities over at everyoneisgay.com and mykidisgay.com.
Buffering the Vampire Slayer is on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram at BufferingCast, and you can always email us at bufferingthevampireslayer@gmail.com.
You can support our work in a couple of ways. Of course, going over to iTunes, where you can rate and review the podcast, thereby allowing others to find us. Hooray! You can also support our work on Patreon. You can find that at bufferingthevampireslayer.com. Just click on Patreon and you'll see that there are a few levels of giving. You get really fun things in exchange. And last but not least, you can, of course, go to our store and purchase T-shirts designed by people like Kristine, Thune, and Isabella Rotman, and Mallory Volk, and Diane Kresge. So many T-shirts, so many enamel pins. And for the next 2 weeks, you can go to our store, check out the new design by Kristine Thune. It reads, "Be the thing that monsters have nightmares about," and it will be for sale for the next 2 weeks with 100% of the proceeds going to benefit Time's Up. Also, a reminder that we have 5 new lyric sheets up for the month of February going to benefit the Brown Boy Project, doing incredible work with LGBTQ communities of color and gender. You can read more about them at brownboyproject.org. That's brownboi project.com. Thank you all so much. And Jenny, I think we're ready.
Till next time.
Subscribe to Candlebox.
I can't really say I never trusted you. That wouldn't be right, but how can anybody feel close to you indefinitely? Never go looking for what you can't find. Doesn't feel right, but guess we're going separate ways tonight. How could you and me ever be enemies? You and me. I thought you and me could never be enemies. You and me. I can't really figure out where we went wrong. Should have said something else. Maybe I could have done some of these things differently. Couldn't handle half a dose of you being so stone cold. Thought I was invincible, but I was wrong. How could you and me ever be enemies? You and me. I thought you and me could never be enemies. You and me. I can't really say I never trusted you. How can anybody feel close to you? How could you and me ever be enemies? You and me. I thought you and me could never be enemies. You and me.
You can't reason with the sun. Trust us, we've tried. This summer, it's time to put that angry ball of fire on mute. Columbia's Omni-Shade technology is engineered to protect you from the sun's harsh rays that can burn and damage your skin. The sun is relentless, but so is our gear. Level up your summer at Columbia.com to spend more time outside and less time slathering on aloe lotion. You're welcome. Columbia, engineered for whatever.
The war is over, and both sides lost. Kingdoms were reduced to cinders, and armies scattered like bones in the dust. Now the survivors claw to what's left of a broken world, praying the darkness chooses someone else tonight. But in the Shadow Dark, the darkness always wins. This is old school adventuring at its most cruel. Your torch ticks down in real time, and when that flame dies, something else rises to finish the job. This is a brutal rules-light nightmare with a story that emerges organically based on the decisions that the characters make. This is what it felt like to play RPGs in the 80s, and man, it is so good to be back. Join the Glass Cannon podcast as we plunge into the Shadow Dark every Thursday night at 8 p.m. Eastern on youtube.com/theglasscannon with the podcast version dropping the next day. See what everybody's talking about and join us in the dark.